Police has vowed not to engage in a media tussle with Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara over the political crisis rocking the state. The police, however, condemned the allegations by the governor, saying they were only conforming to a court order barring the force from participating in the local government elections. A statement by the police spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, also debunked what it termed the prevailing falsehood of partisanship circulating in the media and reiterated the police neutrality and non-interference in political affairs within the state and the country. According to him, the misinformation triggered by the unwarranted outburst of Fubara was totally uncalled for and unfair to the law enforcement institutions in Nigeria. Obinna, what do you have to say to this statement by the police, refraining from engaging the governor on what they called his outburst prior to the local government elections?
Well, the police stated the obvious, and there is no need why they should join issues with the governor, whom everybody knows that is accusing both the judiciary, both the police, and everybody around him. As long as you are not ready to do his bidding, if judgment is not in his favor, the judgment is fraudulent, and the judge is a fraud star. If the police refuse to do his bidding, the police is very responsible, and the police commissioner, both the IG, two of them are irresponsible officers of Nigerian police. Who Rivers people have continued to live with this governor the way he has presented himself. The police did very well by not joining issues with him. The matter is very clear. What is the issue? The issue is that the Federal High Court gave a judgment barring police from participating in the illegality which the governor wanted to perpetuate against Rivers people, called a local government election. Election that did not follow the rules, election that did not follow the guideline, election that did not follow the Electoral Act, election that did not even follow the law that created RISEC in Rivers State. Is it an election that the police will participate in? The police stated the obvious, that they are not going to participate in conformity with the Federal High Court order. Why would he want the police to come and defy or disobey the law of the land, disobey the Federal High Court order the way he has been? He wants the police to join him in disobeying court orders, and that is what the police said. They said they will not be part of it, and the police, as long as we are concerned, as long as Rivers State Police Command is concerned, they are neutral in all ramifications. The police have been doing their best to protect life and property, and are not ready to join the governor in disobeying court order. Orders of court, the governor cherry pick the one that will favor him and the one that he will disobey. And the police say we are not going to be part of it, and it becomes an issue. And the governor is not comfortable about it, and is accusing the police, is using all manner of foul language against the police. I want the Nigerian police to remain focused and remain resolute and continue to protect Rivers people and do what is right and what is legal. That is what we expect. We don't expect anything less from an institution that is created by law.
All right, you talked about the governor cherry-picking the orders or judgments that he will go with. But in this instance, there was also a state high court that gave a contrary order to the judgment of the Federal High Court as well. There was a state high court that gave a contrary order to the judgment of the Federal High Court. So if the governor, like you said, he cherry-picked, he would say, or he will stand on the argument that you cannot say in a sense that he broke the law because there was a court order backing his decision to go ahead with the local government elections. Wouldn't you agree, Obinna?
I don't agree.
Right.
I don't agree because the order of the Lordship IPC way is an order, is an interlocutory order. what we are saying is there is a judgment, and I want to draw the attention of our viewers to the fact that this Justice Lufo's matter was instituted in June, and the governor of Rivers State was a party to it. The Attorney General that is representing the government of Rivers State was also a party to it. The Inspector General was a party to it. Independent National Electoral Commission was also a party to it. The RISEC was a party to it. If there was actually a matter before Justice I.P.C. Igwe, the matter came after the matter before Justice Lufu had been instituted. In normal legal proceedings, if such issue, assuming APP was a party who took Rivers State government and the Attorney General to before I.P.C. Igwe, if where things are done properly, the Attorney General would have told I.P.C. Igwe that a similar matter, the same subject matter, and the same parties are before Justice Lufo, and they didn't do that.
How do you know that the Attorney General did not tell Justice Igwe in this instance?
The matter was undefended from the proceedings. From the proceedings who have gotten, that matter was undefended. The Attorney General did not make any representation. The state government did not make any representation. RISEC did not make any it was purely undefended matter. That is to say that they did not even inform the court that there is a similar matter with the same subject matter and the same parties before Justice Lufu. And come to talk about this another, and we have gotten a judgment, a concluded judgment by Justice Lufu. Are you going to pay an interlocutory order that lasts for only 7 days, or
it's an ex parte order?
It's an ex parte lasts for 7 days.
Yes.
Will you obey the ex parte order that lasts for 7 days, or the judgment of a court that is conclusive? Which one do we obey? And in any case, you have already appealed this judgment of Justice Lufo. The Rivers State government and Attorney General of the state appealed it and asked for state of execution.
The appeal court denied the
state of execution. That is to say that it's within their knowledge that there is a subsisting judgment of a court and they need to obey.
Okay, now, two things. The governor appealed the judgment of Justice Lufo. Now, you said that means that the governor, the Rivers State government, the RISEC, and the Attorney General are aware of the matter. And
knows the implication and the consequences.
Hence the appeal for stay of execution. Now, on the other hand, by the action of Rivers State government, appealing for stay of execution from the appeal court, does that mean that the Rivers State government recognizes the authenticity of that judgment and is binding?
Exactly. That is what I'm saying. And they know the implication. They know the implication of that judgment, and that is why they went to appeal court to ask for stay of execution, because they know that if that judgment was not stayed, there is any other action they take or they initiate going forward. It's a nullity as long as the law is concerned. He's aware. It's just that he has decided that he will not obey the orders of court, and this is not the first one he has disobeyed. He has disobeyed Justice Omotosho's order, which has stated that from beginning that Martin Samehule is and remain the Speaker of Rivers State House Assembly, and that the budget he presented before ADC was not properly presented, that he should go back and represent the budget to the recognized assembly by law, which is Martin Samehule. He refused, blatantly he refused, and he has continually neglected that judgment and sending commissioners and other nominees to the existing House of Assembly led by Oko Jumbo. That is to tell you that the man have decided that he will go on collision with the law, and whatever that comes out of it is no longer our problem.
All right. Now, in order not to deviate too far from the conversation of the police force saying that they will not trade words with Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Now, you said that the police said that they would obey the court judgment that barred them from participating
and which they were party to that judgment.
Now, the question I want to ask you, Obinna, is simple. the police is saddled with the responsibility of protecting lives and property. Now, whether they are going to participate or not, or if they choose to obey the court order, they are still saddled with the responsibility to protect lives and properties. Now, in this instance, would you say that the police protected lives and properties during that election? Because that election day, the police was not even on the road. I drove around. I didn't see the police from NTA Road down to Rumokoro, down to East-West Road, Airport Road. I didn't see police anywhere.
Personally, I saw
at
police.
At least the areas that I drove around, I can't say I drove around.
In my area, I saw police.
Okay.
In Iguruta, where I come from, I saw police. And they even intervened when the member representing Ikwere and then her federal constituency used his police orderlies, the police attached to him to shoot at protesters. Police, I remember I saw police people going to disperse the protesters and also caution those police officers. I remember, I saw them.
Right. Okay. Also joining me on Open Conversation is Daniel Momo. Good morning, Daniel, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, sir.
All right. And that's Obineken, by the way. And Daniel, I want to have your opinion. What do you think about the statement of the police that they will not trade words with Governor Fubara, particularly with regards to the statements the governor made when the police, prior to the local government elections, when the police came out to say that they will not be participating in the election? The governor had a major outburst on national television and laid very serious accusations on the IGP and the Commissioner of Police, Rivers State. What do you have to say to the statement by the police?
Yes, it's unfortunate what has happened in Rivers State for the past few days. The responsibility of an office comes with a lot of cautions. That is why you see that sometimes in life, you see that presidents of nations, whether governor or something, they are not quick to react to certain issues based on the information available to them. Information in these times now, probably security in code. I watched the governor the wee hours of, was it Saturday?
That's 5th of October.
Yes, where he came out first as the chief security officer of the state. He has a right to hear some information and to actually go to see for himself. But the incident and the utterances after that, for me, the office that you occupy sometimes does not give you the leverage to say certain things, like accusing the IG of police of the crimes he has purportedly committed before and all of that, and the corruption and all that. No. Why? Because the office of the governor of a state usually have what they call the State Security Council meeting, where the commissioner of police, the commandant of the Nigerian army, and all sit before him, and they have a conversation, a robust conversation about the security architecture of a state. He has that information, he has that privilege to sit and accept these issues. And so, challenging an authority of a security, I expect that when he gets to the council meeting, he will be able to voice out his displeasures about certain things that he has seen. Caution yourself, because whatever that you say, there are a lot of persons like you and I, the common man on the streets. What kind of interpretations would they read to it? Take, for example, what he said there, for example, for a layman, will refer to as he has been left alone in a state. It has consequences. What he says, what people, whether his supporters, whether the one who do not support him, whether the people standing on the fence, whether the ordinary people whose life that they just want to conduct business, it has implication. Whether to people who want to invest investors who are coming, should we invest in this state? It has implications of what the governor says. It's heavy so that you don't just say them. It's like a bullet. Once you release, you can't catch the bullet back. So don't even shoot the gun. Be careful where you say certain things. That's one. Two, I think that on the issue that they do not want to trade words with the governor, I think we have had several experiences. There are some judgments that are abominable judgments. Those judgments are abominable because they are difficult to implement. It's abominable. Let's take, for example, the court, the Federal High Court had several rulings, which also includes that the police should not be part of the election. The statutory responsibility of the police is to protect lives and property, whether there is election or not. How do you separate it when lives are involved in an election? How then do you separate? It's abominable. You can't separate it. So such a judgment cannot be implemented. How do you implement? For example, there were dynamite explosions. You are the one who would investigate. During election, it happened. The
APC
yes, the king in Element who escaped assassination. You are the one who will come to investigate. You and I do not have the resources and capacity to investigate that. And so there are judgments that refers to abominable judgment. Abominable in the sense that what the law made me to do as an individual, I cannot separate it from what you are asking me to do. Election is an event that is happening in Rivers State. I cannot separate my statutory responsibility. Remember that the CEC, which is the commander-in-chief, has sworn to an oath to protect lives and property. In exercising that oath, he appointed the IG to help him in implementing the oath of office he took, which is to protect lives and property. So it will be difficult for a court. So I'm happy that some persons want to go to court, not to dabble into the issue of Rivers State, but that particular judgment, some persons want to challenge that. Does the court has the jurisdiction to ask? Because you are not asking the IG, you are asking the CEC who took an oath of office, not to protect life and property. Could that be an event in life that the police, the soldier, the DSS will be asked not to protect lives and property? Because you can't separate it. It's like when you mix oil and water, you can't separate. There are difficult instances to separate from. So that judgment is abominable because it cannot, if you say step out of election, the people are the ones who conduct elections. Elections are not done where humans are not existing. And so your statutory responsibility, that is why you are formed. So I am happy, like I said before, some persons are going to court to challenge. They don't want to interfere in Rivers issues. There are merit and demerit of that judgment. But that particular line, asking the police not to, and for us is an abominable thing. Because do I deserve to be protected because there is an election? I went round, I didn't see police. In Ward 5, in the Lele one, I went round, there was no police officer. What you saw on Saturday was the actions of the citizenship office. People who decide to mobilize. And it is dangerous to create a vacuum and leave it for humans who are not trained in the aspect of security to take charge of security. Because we can use it, we have seen it before. I might accuse somebody or accuse him that, oh, he's trying to do this. Jungle justice would happen.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, whether trading words with the commissioner of police, I would not. And the seat of the governor of Rivers State should not descend low in trading certain words. You will meet at the State Security Council meeting. Iron out those issues. And when I heard that the former commissioner of police has been changed. In fact, for me, it was a welcome development. Because when you see the chief security officer of the state already trading words with the police, the Security Council meeting cannot hold. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It cannot that they will not attend, but the mistrust.
But so far, the police have not engaged the governor.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, see, when you see such an outburst, it will be difficult. It's just like 3 of us sitting down here. It will be difficult to now have a genuine conversation. How do we do this? How do we do that? How do we run this? Having in mind that I am not trusting him for the actions that he has taken. Right. Is difficult. So I applaud the Nigerian police that they had to change this immediately. Right. Because of the activities that happened that boiled to the level that the seat of the office of the governor of Rivers State could accuse the IG. But I think that let us not bring the offices that we occupy. The offices that we occupy.
In the first instance, Daniel, it wasn't the Rivers State police that took the decision to obey the court order. You recall that prior to that election, the PDP protested, and they went to the Commissioner of Police where they tendered a letter. And the Commissioner of Police, the police officer that responded to them, attended to them on the day of protest, accepted the petition and told them that the Commissioner of Police will revert to the force headquarters. And the force headquarters will communicate the Rivers State Police on the next step to take. And then the next day, the Rivers State Police had a press release where they said that the force headquarters, the force legal department, has advised the Rivers State Police to refrain from participating in the election. This is not the making of the Commissioner of Police. The Commissioner of Police takes orders from above, just like every other security agency. You understand? So
there is one Nigerian police.
To a large extent.
There is one Nigerian police, whether it is executed from Rivers State or from
the Commissioner of Police. Doesn't change anything.
No, it does because humans represent humans.
Is coming from
see, there is one police force, one Nigerian police force, only one. There are humans who represent the Nigerian police force. It happens everywhere. Once there is a mistrust in the humans who represent, are you saying that if the president today or the Federal Republic of Nigeria decided that the Inspector General of Police is not doing enough to what he wants, he will sack him? But he's not sacking the Nigerian police. He's sacking the human representing the Nigerian police. Right. That's what I'm saying, that once there is a mistrust, especially in the states, like I said before, the outburst of the governor is unwarranted. It should never have happened. The seat that you occupy, the exalted seat of the state that you occupy, should refrain you from certain things that you say and do. The conduct in public there should never have happened. Right. But I'm saying that regarding the trade of words with the Nigerian police, there are abominable court judgments that are too difficult to implement. How do you implement it?
All right, fair enough. I will still come back to the spirit of the judgment.
No problem.
Well, before that, Obinna, you have something
to say?
Yes,
I have something to say because my friend have said there are judgments that are very difficult to be implemented, and this particular one is abominable. I don't agree with you. You will not ask the Nigerian police to give protection to anybody who is doing anything illegal. There are foundations that has been laid. The judge took time to say the law made provision that you give a statutory notice for election, and this is what the law said. And they said these are the steps you are supposed to take by law for you to have a valid election, a legally valid election. These are the steps that you have not taken it. Based on that Nigerian police should not give cover, should not participate in illegality, that you should go back and complete these processes, and Nigerian police will be part of it. That is what the law says. And you cannot say because Nigerian police will protect lives and property, it should join in illegality, assuming that there is a bunkering activity going on so and so place, and you know that there may be explosion, because it leads to explosion. And because lives are involved, those who are doing the bunkering are citizens. They also have life. And police is also banned by the law and by the oath of office that the president and commander-in-chief took. He's supposed to protect them. And you will ask the police to go and give them cover or participate in that activity. The law does not work that way. What the judge said is that you ought to do this and this and this, and the election become valid. There are elections going on in this weekend that will go on in Plateau State. Election as the Jigawa did their own. Those people complied with the law that set up the electoral commission. What the court said, because you did not take cognizance of all these facts, that the police should not be part of it. That is what they said. Will the law say that the police should be part of illegality? Because they swore to oath to protect lives and property. And every person that has life that is committing crime, that the police should give him protection. The law cannot work that way. What we are saying is that the Rivers State government and the RESEC did not comply with orders of court, or the processes that set them up. And the court said it shouldn't. That is my position. I agree with the entire thing you say. But in this particular one, in this particular score, I differ completely. Because the law will not give back into illegality. You don't build something on top of nothing and expect it to stand. It will fall. It will collapse. And that is what happened last Saturday.
All right. Daniel, I wanted to ask, part of the things he said was, I wanted to ask as a question, when I said we'll come back to the spirit of the law, the letters. Now, the judgment was not in isolation to the police force. Also, INEC voter register. And if you, in the exact words of Justice Lifu, he said certified, 1, updated, 2, voter register. So not just a new voter register, but voter register that is certified, meaning that the due process, a voter register that has gone through the due process to get to RESEC, and a voter register that is updated. Now you agree, I think in Plateau State, the Plateau State electoral, INEC, has updated the number of voters in Plateau State and announced it. INEC announced it, you know. And in other states too, INEC announced the number of certified, of eligible voters for the local government council polls across the states. Why is Rivers State different?
No.
Now, hold on. So now, that is the second judgment. It barred the INEC from giving the RESEC the voter register. And then the third one, like Obinna mentioned, because that was where I wanted to build the question, where the court said that RESEC did not follow due process. And he also mentioned the 90-day window and updated voter register. And as RESEC, the court never stopped the elections, by the way. The court only said that RESEC should go and follow due process. Now, when you look at these three orders together, don't you think that that order was meant to handicap RESEC and force RESEC to do the right thing in order to hold the elections? Don't you think that order was meant to force the state government to go back and do the right thing, because the state government needs the police to be present, and the RESEC needs the voter register in order to conduct credible elections? But still, in face of all this, do not forget, Daniel, that Justice Lifu had given an order first. And instead of the state government to obey that order, they ran to State High Court. APP ran to State High Court.
No, it's not the state government.
Yes, I said APP ran to State High Court. And the state governor, or government in this instance, chose to go with the order of State High Court. Because
they were joined in that matter.
Granted to APP. Now, that's on one hand. instead of obeying the first order that came and the first judgment, they decided to go with the State High Court. Now, if the government wanted to conduct credible elections, what was so difficult in doing the right thing? What was difficult with RISEC doing the right thing in this instance? Because if I will ask you, Daniel, was this problem in the first place, this crisis we are having right now, in the face of the conflicting judgments and everything that has happened, do you think it was avoidable?
First, let's look at it this way. I'm neither here nor there. I'm not interested in the affairs of the APC, the PDP. I want to look at issues and be able to say, no, I feel that this isn't going right. I'd had the privilege to be here where we discussed the Rivers issue, I think about 2 times. And for me, that was not something that I stated my mind here clearly that I was not satisfied with a lot of things. Where I told you that
I recall.
Where I told you that somebody in government called me and was saying no.
That was before the election.
Yes, that was a week before the election.
Yes, you were in the studio.
Called me to say no, that they have gotten the voter register and all.
They were reacting to what you said on my
Yes, they were reacting to what I said here, and they were telling me that they are already gotten the voter register and all. But my point here is this: for or against, let us conduct ourselves in such a way that we would go back to that same court to say, sir, you gave judgment on this issue. See what this party had done. They had gone further to violate that judgment, and they had gone further to conduct that elections. But in all, today, most of those council chairmen are in their offices. Real or imagine performing the duties supposedly to the people of Rivers State. But that case is still in court. But I'm saying that in all of that, that part of that judgment for me was not correct.
All right.
As an individual, as an observer of the event, that judgment cannot say to be correct. I'm not saying the judgment barring INEC. No, that is correct.
That will not lead down. It will not lead to breakdown of law.
No, I'm talking about INEC. No, that can be challenged in court. Take for example the Labour Party issue. We're all here. We debated the issue several times. Where INEC refused to attend that convention done in Anambra State that produced Julius Abore. But fortunately, unfortunately for some, the court in Abuja had accepted Julius Abore. And so let us learn to submit ourselves to the civil acts of democracy. Though it might be painful, though it might be long. Like I was having a conversation with a friend. In my family, there was a case, land dispute case, that was instituted 25 years ago. 25 years ago, judgment came in last month in our favor. Imagine some persons who instituted that case have died, but people submitted themselves to the processes of the court.
Now, in this instance, Rivers State is submitting to the
I'm thinking that everyone who has gone to court should submit themselves to the court.
What has happened in Rivers State, Daniel?
What has happened? How? Violence are taking place.
No, so far with the court judgments, the conflicting court judgments going on, the conflicting court orders.
There are no conflicting court judgments. No, you asked me, you are not allowing me. I had to build, because of what you asked me, I had to build.
I'm also looking at time.
Oh, sorry about that. But the truth is that for me, I do not see conflicting court judgments.
What do you see?
My opinion first was that the judgment in Abuja started in July, right? Which the state government has its representative, INEC has its representative, the Nigerian police has its representative, the DSS has its representatives, every person has their representative. And in the midst of that, when everyone is answering to that court, APP, who was not part of that, went to court to say,
a state
high court to say, my lord, grant us this reliefs and that reliefs. You know, we had that debate here before. And I'm saying that the swiftness of our judges to react to interlocutory judgment for me. If you say that you delay such pronouncement 48 hours, is that injurious to the man who brought that case? Why do you just give those judgments without saying, okay, since the man you want this release, can you bring this man before me, bring that man before me, and let them come and tell me why I should not grant you this release? But we said it here that and I condemned it in totality. But the fact that that came in also in September. Fortunately, it came in September. And then the real judgment, where everyone has submitted themselves, came in, I think,
few days after that.
September ending or so. It came in September. Now I'm saying that judge, in his own wisdom of the court, had granted those judgments based on the submission of all of these parties.
You mean Justice Lifo?
Yes,
of the
Justice
Federal High
Lifo
Court.
of Federal High Court are giving that judgment. So for me, there are no conflicting judgments. No,
is the judgment
there's
of
only
Justice
one
Lifo.
judgment. There's
Right.
only one judgment, which started in July and ended in September. There's only one judgment. But the confusing thing was that there was another court order
from a state high court.
From a state high court.
Justice Igwe.
You understand what I'm saying? But my bone of contention, based on the topic that was raised here, is that I differ completely with that singular item. That
of barring the Nigerian police.
Every other thing, I'm not interested. Let them submit themselves to the court. But I'm saying that the statutory responsibility of police, what created police, is difficult to separate it from the activities of man. The activities of man is an election. It's a legal thing. It's an election. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That is my contention. I'm not saying that there's any other. All of the judgments in that, fine. The other parties will react. They will go to court. They will sort themselves, because that court in itself is a court of first instance.
But then